Alright, we are back for round 3. We lost the die roll. If I was on the play, I might mulligan the hand, but on the draw, I think it's definitely a keep. I've got a 2-drop, cheap interaction. And if I draw a forest, the hand's actually, like, actively good. I can play Makindi Aeronaut into Snapping Gnarlid, keep up Searing Light, and then Saddleback Lagak next turn, triggering landfall. It's pretty gross. So, for reasonable upside, I'll hang on to it. Alright, no forest on the first draw. Ooh. I don't even think I'm going to Aeronaut here. I'm going to see if I can get my opponent with Searing Light. There are a couple of tricks I could have here, so it's very possible that my opponent doesn't attack. Yep, that one for the greedy attack is my opponent. Well, we drew a forest, so that's pretty great. Now we're doing pretty good. Then we're doing less good. Oh, opponent didn't play around the right trick. Sweet. 2-drop creature. Not a 2-drop creature, but nothing I can possibly complain about. So I'll play a 1/3, and if the opponent attacks, I'll probably try to get him with Lead by Example for less than full value. I could also not try to do that. But I will. Any luck? Ooh. It's kind of holding my breath on that one. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just play this 4/3. And I think I will attack. I don't think there's any situation in which I would swing here, especially given my hand. So opponent goes back down to a reasonable 20. We then next turn look to make a 6 Saddleback Lagak move. Or if the opponent does something threatening, we look to snare it. Oop, we've got a dead guy. Yep, no more Hero of Gomafata for us. Alright, so we are going to play Oran Reef Invoker, and we are going to probably wind up stasis snaring my opponent's spell here. The other thing to think about is whether or not I don't just try to double block it. If I double block, he gets my Invoker, which isn't great. I think I just hold back here. I might be able to get the opponent to do something, like play a trick on his creature. I only lose out on 2 damage by not attacking here. You know, this thing having flash makes it just a fantastic trick for the situation. Yeah, opponent probably would have killed that creature anyway. So I could exile that, but I think I'm just going to get the 3/2. Nothing guaranteeing my opponent would have used that spatial contortion. So I kind of like it. It would be nice to wait until I can get full value out of the Lagak. But I think having a 3/5 flyer is probably insane. I'll trade here every time, if my opponent wants to. Hopefully the opponent will be drawing lands. We've both been getting pretty lucky on spells over lands. Oh, nope, we got spells. Okay. Alright. That's not great for me. That's not terrible for me either. There's no way my opponent offers this trade. Oh. We're going to be able to get the opponent pretty good. Alright, I'm sold on this card. So, the opponent thinks we're racing now. Probably will oblige by attacking me for 5 and playing some other, blocking sort of creature. I guess it is possible that the opponent doesn't attack with the Spawnbinder Mage since it blocks the Lagak. Oh. So now I almost have to hold this, this is a tough one. God, what a safe attack. I take it. Sure. And I guess here I can't swing either. I mean, I guess I could swing in theory, since now he's likely to hold up. Yeah, this is a tough spot. Opponent is playing around the Vines of the Recluse. I'm not sure if it's witting or unwitting. And I guess I swing. I don't even know. This is a tough spot. I'm not sure I'm getting out of this one. If I draw isolation thingy, the removal spell, might be able to do something. Maybe the opponent gets over eager here. Nope. Yeah, opponent's got me. So just straight up 3-color allies. I think I will cut one Scion Summoner for a Netcaster Spider. I haven't really been having problems getting a bunch of creatures down for support. And I am still a little bit weak to flyers. Like, I do very well in board stalls. Like, if it's just a straight-up board stall, I think I have a bit of an advantage. Maybe not against my opponent's deck specifically, given the life drain effects. But... the hand doesn't do much, but it's probably better than 6. At least my mana's in order. Opponent mulls to 6. Not a bad draw. Unless the opponent plays around it again. Seems at least possible. Oh, that was a nice draw. Was it nice enough that I hold back to get the token? I think I do with the Inspired Charge and the fact that my opponent's not doing anything. I think I do. And then just hope it doesn't die to Oblivion Strike. Alright, opponent is on 3/2 allies. Alright, so this next turn, plan is to drop Scythe Master, pay, make a plant, keep up Vines of the Recluse, then probably drop Hero the turn after if I draw a land, so I can make another plant. Just build up to a big Inspired Charge turn is really what I'm driving at here. Alright, Valakut Predator doesn't really change anything on that math. All right. Let's see what our future holds. Okay. Are either of these creatures worth the vines? I think so, just because I'm not going to have another chance to cast it. The reason to do Vines on this instead of plant is that if my opponent has that 1 mana destroy an attacking or blocking creature with power 2 or less, he gets me pretty well. I mean, well, he's got something anyway. Yeah, just 4 damage. That's alright. Opponent now doesn't have that card, doesn't have much mana to advance his board on his turn. Yeah, I get to... Ooh, that's really good. I still think it's hero here. It might be Lagak, though. I mean, if my opponent doesn't have a trick, the Lagak is probably better. But if they do have a trick, I will be very sad that I didn't play this. Alright. Yeah, we'll just get him for 3. Here I've gone the Fada very good in the format. You know, it's just... There's a lot of, you know, colorless mana. Let's see what the opponent can do with it. Still no black. Wow. Can I just take it? 5, 11. Yeah, it's lethal next turn. Alright, let's count this up. My opponent also has lethal next turn. So if my opponent blocks here, I deal him 11, 13. That's pretty miserable. Alright, I think I should make my plants bigger. My big plan here is to not attack and then inspired charge on my next turn. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what the opponent's attack looks like. I think this should probably come in no matter what. It's cautious. Hopefully I draw like... Is that good? I think that's good to keep me alive. Okay, so let's think about this. So my stuff is not going to be indestructible. So if my opponent blocks here, 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 or no, here, and here, I lose this, I lose this, I don't lose this, and I don't lose either of these. So my opponent's board is clear. I'm left with this guy. Oh yeah, and I can Searing Light this thing too. Yeah, this looks good. And if the opponent doesn't block for some amount, I get to actually just kill him. Let's see if the opponent plays this correctly. So far demonstrating a willingness to play around Inspired Charge. Like, I don't think there's any real way that my opponent's going to be able to block in such a way that he's able to hold back lethal damage. So if he just takes all of this, this does still kill him. Because now the math works out to 14. Because I gave that +1/+1 counter with the Lagak. Right? 5, 11, 14. So this is a weird block for my opponent. Because it doesn't play around Inspired Charge, but blocking the plant plays around Inspired Charge. So it's a little weird. Okay. Okay. This should all be fine. I'm going to Searing Light here. And then I'm going to Inspire Charge. Deals my opponent a bunch of damage, keeps me alive, since he can deal me a maximum of 5 here, and then he dies, so he can't really do that. Alright, opponent plays a 2/4. Cannot attack me. Alright, really hoping for an ally. Yes. Perfect. Perfect draws. So my guys are all indestructible, so I get 2 free damage in here. Opponent blocked wildly wrong. And I imagine the concession will shortly follow. Unless he has some way to kill me outright here. 2/4 probably should have blocked the 3/3, and the 5/5 should have probably blocked the 4/3. Yep. Okay. So that was a very slow one for us. Do we have any... I mean, we could bring in the Scythe Leopard just to have early pressure, but I don't really want to cut anything else. Going wide seems great when you have Inspired Charge, so I'm tempted to put Scion Summoner back in. One really doesn't have that much flying, but I did see even more of it, so I'm tempted to keep the Netcaster Spider in as well. Yeah, I'll just play one. Let's run it back. Alright, and we are on the keeps here, on the draw. Alright, so the opponent's got black mana this game, but opponent does not have white or red mana, and I think most of their early stuff is white or red, so I might be able to get in a bunch of free damage here. Ooh. That's very good draw. Yeah, hopefully we just get to run the opponent over here. Opponent might block. Opponent doesn't block, so that's actually pretty bad for me. I think that likely means the opponent is going to have more ways to deal with early stuff. Expect either some kind of removal or good blocker here. What is this? Oh, interesting. Okay. It's a good card. I mean, it really is not going to be great against me here. Tempted to hold the 1/3 flyer. Lets me trigger hero. Yeah, I'm still going to swing both. The opponent pretty predictably blocking there. I'll pretty predictably Searing Light. Especially given that my opponent... Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to this. I think the trigger is more valuable than having a 1/3 on this board. Alright, so this allows me to keep up mana as well. Perhaps I can get my opponent to play around tricks that I do not have. Oh, man. Okay. So, removal for my basically unblockable guy. Unfortunate. Opponent's not scared. Opponent has had a pretty good nose for my tricks. Oh, that's a good draw. Yep, and we're going to bash in for sure. So now the opponent's actually kind of in a tight spot. Okay, I think the opponent might have some kind of trick, and I think I'm going to be able to punish the bejesus out of my opponent for trying to hold off and get value from that trick. Alright, let's see what my be-mana'd opponent is able to do here. Just hoping for no removal. So that's the opposite of no removal. That's some removal. Alright, so the opponent swings with the 4/3. I'm going to take the damage, and then I think what I'm going to do, if they do nothing else, of course. Oh, never mind. Crap. Oh, amazing. So, let's see if our opponent successfully plays around Vines of the Recluse. Alright. So I believe if my opponent swings with the Sifter, I will block it and Vines. Opponent uncooperative. That's a tough one. So now I'm put in a position where I can kill either the Sifter or the Drana. To kill the Sifter, though, costs me my creature. I'm just going to get the Drana. You know, I should actually have hit my Gnarlid here. If my opponent's Searing Lights me, it's going to be really bad, like game-breakingly bad. Of course I blocked the flyer. Alright. My opponent will probably trade here. No. Decides he either wants the attacking body or he wants the mana. Alright. Opponent is done attacking me. Ooh, that was a great draw. Okay. So, bam, the pressure is so real. Uno. That's right. Now I get to play Step Glider. And if I draw that 2 mana support 2 card, I think I went on the spot. Not quite. One shy. Alright, just a random 3-1. Doesn't really affect anything. And I'm just going to stick with my Air Assault, obviously. But actually, the Scythe Master is not terrible, since it can join in the swings next turn. Well, opponent's got more removal. Sweet. So it's Oath of Chandra, Oblivion Strike, Devour in Flames. I've had to fight through a few spells this game. Alright. Draw land, opponent. Draw land. Opponent uncooperatively draws a flyer. Alright, we need some support cards. Like, specifically, if I draw anything that supports 2 or more creatures, I think I win. Oh. Well. That makes it easy. So yeah, I think I just bust this out in my main phase. Get his 4-3. Oop. And then the swings are thus. Opponent with yet more removal. Maybe not. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're chumping, you should probably chump the more damn... What are you doing, man? Keeps the 1-1 around. Trying to think what he's playing to. I don't even know. Think I got him. So, the opponent's really awkward mana worked out for him. But we win the match. See you guys in round 4? Yes, round 4.